Every day, people post online claiming they're being watched, followed, or targeted. Most get ignored, some don't. Today, we're looking at some of those stories. And if you enjoy deep dives into disturbing internet posts like this, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. The first Reddit user, known as Practical Island 7944, created their account on December 2nd, 2023. But didn't begin posting or commenting until nearly a year later. At first, their activity was completely normal. Basic questions about tech, beauty, everyday things. That pattern continued until one post suddenly raised a red flag. Why am I being in a constant state of sadness? Everything feels pointless. It's hard to explain, but it's like no matter how good my life is, I just can't enjoy it. It's been like this for years. I think it all started when I was 11. Now I'm 18, and I just don't understand why. Nothing makes me happy, and it's so frustrating. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to any of my friends anymore. I just want to be alone. I don't want to be seen by anyone because everyone always points out how sad and quiet I am, and I'm actually trying to do something about it, but I can't. Everything seems so fake. I always feel tired and exhausted. Do I need to pray? I'm thinking about becoming Catholic or Buddhist. Many people quickly jumped into the thread, genuinely trying to help. They encouraged her to talk to someone she trusted, a close friend, a family member, even a therapist. Others suggested seeing a doctor, just to rule out anything that could be affecting her mentally or physically. Some time passed, and it almost felt like this would be a one-off post, just a brief moment of fear shared online. Maybe Practical Island 7944 took the advice. Maybe she talked to someone. Maybe she got help. And maybe that was the end of it. Then, all of a sudden, the posts started flooding in. I'm being gangstalked. I'm being gangstalked. Why? Gangstalking. Why? Why they chose me. Something clearly happened to the OP's psyche between her earlier posts and these new ones. For those unfamiliar with the term, gangstalking refers to a controversial belief in which individuals, often calling themselves targeted individuals, or TIs, believe they are being systematically harassed, monitored, and intimidated by a coordinated group of people. Gang stalking, surveillance. Every time I go out, I see agents and spies following me around, pointing their phones at me, filming me. Every time I see 2 or even 3 different people with the same hat or shirt on, people are being extremely mean to me for no reason. When I was at the grocery store like 2 days ago, I saw this group of men in black. They were following me from aisle to aisle. When I changed like 4 aisles and turned around, I saw them standing like 2 feet away from me. They weren't looking for anything, they were just staring at me. I was shocked. They were some grown-ass men following an 18-year-old girl. It's so messed up. Keep in mind it all started when I was 16 years old, but it was like undercover. And when I was 17, they started giving me signs that they are after me. When I walk down the street, I see tons of cars with their headlights on in broad daylight. And when they pass me, they start winking with one of the headlights. Every day I get weird comments online with hidden messages in them. They make it that way that only I would be able to tell there's clearly something wrong, and whenever I would try to tell all this to anyone I know, I would sound like I'm crazy. I feel so alone on this. I have so many questions. Why would they choose me as their target? Why? I'm not a criminal nor some public figure with lots of money. There's like no benefit for them to pay all these people to stalk me 24/7 just to get nothing out of it. Sometimes it doesn't bother me at all, and I even feel like some sort of celebrity, but sometimes it actually creeps me out, and I want to cry. They also hacked my phone, so they will probably see this post. I've read that for a lot of people, this gang stalking program continues for years and decades. It's so crazy. In the past, when I was unaware that I was watched and targeted, I had people run up to me with the request to take a photo of me. Not with me, of me, multiple times. Each time I said yeah, because I always had an open heart towards other people, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. They leave everywhere a hidden note for me. I'm so tired. I just want my normal life back. Across the thread, the general consensus among commenters was that something was seriously wrong. Many believed the OP might be experiencing some kind of break from reality. People urged her to see a doctor, talk to a therapist, or seek professional help, pointing out that the experiences she described sounded similar to symptoms of psychosis or possibly schizophrenia. Her final post appeared on the r/explain like I'm 5 subreddit, asking the same question again. Why am I being gang stalked? By that point, nothing seemed to convince her otherwise. Even with advice and concern from other commenters, she still believed she was being targeted. Since then, the account has gone silent. She hasn't posted in over 10 months. Hopefully, wherever she is now, she got the help she needed. The next post comes from a user known as CaramelCorn22, who wrote on the tech support subreddit claiming that someone had hacked into his phone. I fear that I am being stalked and it is ruining the quality of my life. I have strong suspicion that my phone/SIM card has been hacked and compromised. I have seen 3 different people following me in different parts of the city I live in. I took note of what these people looked like and I am positive that it was them. This all started after I moved into my apartment on the other side of the country. I told my mom about the incidents and she even agreed that it was very strange. I have a few theories of how this could have happened, but at this point I don't care about figuring it out. I just want to be free from this nightmare that I'm living in. I found a way to get off of the apartment lease, but still feel trapped. I want to buy a new phone, but scared that someone will just compromise again, and put a tracker on it to see where I go next. Words can't express the amount of fear and discomfort I have about this. With this being said, I do recognize the possibility that maybe nothing bad is happening. I am not delusional and don't want to be written off as paranoid. I am thinking of leaving with my current phone and buying a new one in a completely different city. I want new accounts, new phone, and new laptop at this point. I have slept very little this past week and feel more stressed than ever. What steps can I take to ensure that I can buy a new phone and set up new accounts that won't be hacked again? Any advice is greatly appreciated. Once again, another user convinced that they're being stalked, followed, and hacked. It's unsettling to see this level of fear and paranoia take hold of someone's life. Many users jumped into the thread, trying to steer him in the right direction and offer advice. One of the most thoughtful responses came from a user named Chasmy Taillights, an IT professional who explained that it's extremely unlikely someone could be tracking the OP's phone and suggested speaking with a doctor or therapist about the fears they were experiencing. My friend, I mean these words respectfully and honestly. It is very hard, in fact I would say 99.9% of the way towards impossible for anyone but a powerful government agency like the CIA tracking a high-value target, to track a phone that you have not physically gotten into and stolen so that you could install a tracker, which would mean they would have to know your password, you'd see the app, and they would have had to have physical possession of your phone. If you factory reset the device, there will be no remnants of anything that could track you aside from what a government agency is capable of. As others have mentioned here, unless you are doing something worthy of stalking you for, like sitting on a pile of cash, killed someone, or are involved in the mob in some way, it's not plausible that someone would be tracking you off of your phone. You would basically have to be being followed by the US government, and that's not likely. This is coming from someone who's in the IT industry and has multiple CompTIA and other industry certs working in networking and security in particular, which is exactly what this kind of thing would be. I understand this may be jarring or not what you want to hear, but I do think it should be something you consider talking to a doctor about, or consider seeing a therapist. It's not to say there's something wrong with you. Paranoia can be caused by many things, many of which aren't permanent mental illnesses that will destroy your life. It may well be sleep deprivation. You even said yourself you have not gotten much sleep. There's a million things that can cause this. I hope you hear me and take my words seriously, as maybe more than just some stranger on the internet writing you off as a psycho. I hear your concerns. I really do. But realistically speaking, as someone who's industry certified in this kind of thing, unless there is an app on your phone, such as Life 360, and it would be a very visible app of which you'd also be able to track the other person, or they have access to your iCloud account, which you can fix by getting a new iCloud account, or going to your location services in settings and disabling all location services for every app. Unless you have reason to be a person of interest to a powerful government like the US, Russia, China, or Saudi Arabia, which isn't likely unless you are doing something crazy or have a crazy background, it's extremely implausible that you are being tracked on your phone. Even kidnapping victims and things of that nature don't have their phones hacked like you see in the movies. It just doesn't work that way. You can do a factory reset of your phone, and that will remove any possible software that's been installed that would be tracking you, as they aren't really going to be able to track you by your SIM card. That's more of something you see in the movies, and something that's done by government agencies. And if it is a government agency, swapping your SIM card won't help you at that point. But I don't think that's what's happening here. Unless you have given someone a reason to follow you, it's not likely, and they won't be hacking into your phone like I think you think. Like I said, I really hope you see this as the words of a progressional in this field more so than the words of a stranger on the internet writing you off. I highly recommend having a conversation with your doctor about it. Tell them what you are feeling in depth and your thoughts on being tracked. You can also go into a police station and talk to someone about it there. They will know the next steps as far as seeing if this is a paranoia thing or ruling out you actually being stalked. I'm sorry this isn't what you wanted to hear, but I highly recommend not just considering, but speaking to someone about possible paranoia if you talk to the police and they come up with nothing. But I can assure you, unless there's a tracking app on your phone, or you are being tracked by a government agency, which unless you are someone like Edward Snowden or worked in classified government work, you are not. Nobody is tracking your phone. Best of luck, my friend. Please talk to your doctor about your thoughts. As a networking and computer security professional, I assure you, the issue is not with your device's security. This was the OP's final post before the account went quiet nearly 4 years ago. Hopefully he took the advice from other commenters and got the help he needed, but in the end, we'll probably never know. The final post we're going to look at comes from a user named CharmingRoof7990. They shared a post on the mental health PH subreddit describing their frustration as their husband became increasingly consumed with the belief that he was a targeted individual. Spouse thinks he's being targeted. My husband, 32, has been going on for the past year that he's being gangstalked. It's really annoying because he can't go one day without saying that I, 30F, is gangstalking him. He even goes as far as saying that our daughters, 12 and 8, are in on it. He believes that there's people attacking him with energy weapons and that pretty much everyone everywhere is in on it. We can be driving and anyone who has a headlight that doesn't work is in on it. Any car alarms that go off or sirens are supposedly to get him annoyed. Apparently, he's part of a group of people known as targeted individuals that are being tracked on an app that everyone has, so they know when the targeted individuals are nearby. I'm really tired of it. It has consumed his life, which has now consumed mine. I'm tired of being called a perpetrator. I can't even cough, sneeze, or scratch my nose without him making some dumb remark about me doing it to gang stalk him. Is anyone going through the same thing with their SO? Any advice on how to handle this? And just like before, many users urged the OP to help her husband seek professional help. Some commenters also suggested the possibility of drug use, noting that this kind of paranoia can sometimes appear after heavy stimulant use, such as meth or cocaine. Not a doc, but symptom sounds like paranoid schizophrenia. Best have him checked and treated. Psychiatric evaluation, immediately. I have a mate who claims he is suffering from this. He is an ex-meth user. He doesn't use now, but I wonder if the aftermath of that horrific drug has funked him up permanently. He too was accusing everyone of being complicit in the TI targeting. He's a pretty insignificant person. Why would any government think any cost/investment in targeting him will give them a good return? I accept there are people who believe they are TIs, but I wonder their mental state and their history with drugs like meth. Agree with the advice to get a psychiatric evaluation. At the same time, it is always good to do some risk assessment. Assess if he is really at risk. FYI, I am not diagnosing. I am just stating this as an example. People with persecutory delusions are often immediately dismissed. On rare occasions, there is some truth to what they say. So, get him assessed and also checked if there is an actual risk from others. Like the others, the post stopped there. What happened afterward is unknown, but hopefully the OP was able to get their husband the help he needed. While going through these threads, I noticed something disturbing. Most people encourage the OPs to seek professional help or talk to someone they trust, but beneath those comments were others that did the opposite, reinforcing the OP's fears and pushing them deeper into their beliefs. It's hard to tell whether those users were simply trolling or if they genuinely believed they were targeted individuals themselves. Great, there's comments that have an explanation or an assumed medical diagnosis for this person's experiences. The ones who are saying, go get help from a doctor, are the delusional ones and have issues with their thinking. I believe you try not to let these comments bring you down. They're delusional POS, who act and feel like they know everything. Keep going, you beautiful soul. My name is David, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. I empathize with your husband. I am going through the exact same thing now. I'm in my 4th week of this gang stalking bullshit. I didn't even know this madness existed until 2 weeks ago. I am followed by multiple cars everywhere I go. I move, they move. They have people on foot, on bikes, at every train station, and on every bus. The manpower they have put on me is endless, and I don't know why. I'm nobody. I'm nobody's little brother, in fact. I am broke, borderline homeless again, and I keep few friends, although I know many people. Everywhere I go, they are there. The same faces every day, whether I'm in Santa Monica or DTLA or on campus. It doesn't matter, they are there. Every car, pedestrian, average Joe, or little old lady is suspect. I feel vulnerable, violated, and insecure. I am convinced my wife is in on it, or is connected somehow. The only thing that seems to keep them at a distance is whipping out my phone and taking pictures of them. I got all their cars, plates, and faces multiple times, but no one takes me seriously. I went to the LAPD and told them I'm being followed, and they said, by who? I couldn't tell them. They looked at me like I'm a candidate for the crazy house. I've read their goal is to drive me mad to the point that I'll seek mental health treatment and be totally discredited as a nut job and never taken seriously again because I'm mentally ill. I don't know WTF to do. I am a mess from head to toe. I feel like I have no rights and don't matter anymore. And to think my own government is behind this makes it 10 times worse. I've approached these people and repeatedly asked them, why have you targeted me? Why do you follow me? They will not engage. They seem to have unlimited resources. Who the fuck pays for this shit? BTW. If anybody can help me, please help me. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. Do you have a phone number or a way to contact your husband? My wife and children have informed me that they are being paid $3 million that they will get from winning the lottery to gang stalk me. Everything you said that your husband is stating is what my wife and children did. If you are not doing what he is saying. Now she says I am crazy, even when I have recorded her saying everything about what they are doing to me. She says that she is supposed to say schizophrenia, as this is how they can get you taken away. I need to speak to your husband, ASAP, as this is pretty much what I am going through. There are countless posts like these. These people need the help they deserve. Living life from their perspective must be agonizing, constantly feeling watched or targeted. Not being able to trust the people closest to you must be incredibly alienating and isolating, turning everyday life into something frightening and confusing. Alright, that's going to be it for today's video. Honestly, some of these posts were pretty difficult to read. Behind the strange stories are real people who are clearly struggling, and living through something like that must be incredibly isolating and terrifying. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more content like this. And if you want to keep watching, check out the videos on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.